Hello, my name is Keith Berry, and I'm a faculty member in the Department of Communication and also our Director of Graduate Studies. One of the things I love the most about my job is to watch the ways in which my faculty colleagues work closely with our graduate students as they develop important and useful teaching skills in the classroom, and also one-of-a-kind research programs on some of the most crucial communication issues of our time.
Even from the beginning of our undergraduate programs and certainly our graduate programs, we've been known as a department that has had a variety of different kinds of methodologies, different interests, international faculty and students, a very diverse student body.
When it comes to mentoring graduate students, I really believe in taking a holistic approach. I understand that students are much more than just graduate students. They're complex and they're intricate, wonderful people beyond the academy. And I keep this in mind. I keep this front and center throughout my experiences and approaches with graduate students.
I think one of the greatest strengths about this department is the emphasis we place on collaborative research projects. In the year and a half that I've been in this program, I have had the immense pleasure of working with 6 different graduate student colleagues and 4 different graduate faculty mentors on research and writing projects.
I have students focus on the ways in which methodology becomes very important to the assumptions that we make in communication research. This is also something I bring to my graduate advising as well, in terms of working intensively in research teams as well as one-on-one with my graduate students to focus on topics related to media, whether that's media content or media effects, as well as topics in political communication and news, both domestically and internationally.
I have a very close working relationship with my advisees, and we share a mantra, which is advisee-advisor relationships are lifelong relationships of care, respect, and learning.
I wanted to be in a place where I could do the work that I found to be meaningful and important. I wanted to work with caring and supportive faculty, a group of faculty who always had my best interests at heart.
I believe the faculty members within the Department of Communication did an amazing job preparing me for the job market. Whether it was helping me review my job talk slides, working with me to strengthen my cover letters, or going over interview questions with me, I truly believe the faculty members did an amazing job preparing me for the job market.
I love working with graduate students. I have collaborated and published with a number of graduate students. I believe best part of my job is getting to write, theorize, and push the boundaries of our field with the students.
So what else? Well, we have a variety of content areas in the department that graduate students choose from, including organizational communication, critical media, relational communication, and health. And most students tend to look at not only a primary area, but also a secondary area that helps complement and give them a more well-rounded education. All of these decisions are made one-on-one with advisors, and students get to cater or develop and choose individualized degree programs as faculty help them write their plan of study.
Hi, I'm Patrice Busnell, and I have the honor and privilege of being the chair of the Department of Communication at the University of South Florida. And I also have the honor and privilege of being able to tell you a little bit about what it is that we do. Our mission statement expresses who we are in terms of diverse methodologies and innovative methodologies. We combine quantitative, qualitative, and performance studies in a variety of different ways. So our quantitative studies are anything from scraping data and doing big data analyses through construct validation and instrument development, through different kinds of statistical studies that might have to do with health disparities, for example. Our qualitative work is interpretive, it's post-colonial in terms of critical work, it's post-structural, and a variety of different kinds of ways in which we integrate these. We've been known as a department that does autoethnography and personal narrative, but all along we've always had these different methodologies. And we have performance. And our performance studies folks do performance as an analytic lens, particularly with regard to racial and ethnic and gender disparities and differences in terms of how to portray these differences. But also, we use performance as a mechanism of expression.
I didn't necessarily have a solid idea on what I wanted to focus my doctoral studies in, and USF allowed me the opportunity to really explore, to take different classes and figure out by myself what I really wanted to do.
In terms of what I think is a strength of our graduate program and why, I would say that the breadth of expertise in our department is unparalleled in the field. If you are a student here, you are exposed to all of the different ways of knowing. You're not pigeonholed into a particular method or approach, and you're surrounded by graduate student colleagues from diverse backgrounds who approach research oftentimes very differently than you do.
As I near the end of my degree, I most appreciate how I was given time and space to explore my interests and pursue work that's meaningful to me. Some of my peers came into the program knowing exactly what they wanted to study and how they wanted to go about it, and they got different types of support and advice than I did.
The Department of Communication here really offers a very open-minded approach to so many different ways that you can explore things. Whether it be through, traditional interviews and surveys, all the way down to autoethnography, exploring your identities and your own experiences and the research you can gather from that.
I think in terms of research, I really was given a strong base in qualitative methodologies. I feel like I can understand complex theory as well as how to put that theory to the test in terms of research. And ultimately, my goal in that research is to create practical applications.
Coming from a sociology and gender studies background, diving into comm was definitely a change for me, but it's been really fascinating to me since comm is such an interdisciplinary field, being able to study with and work with people with so many different areas of focus and who use so many different methodologies to do their research.
We have two really big strengths in my opinion. First is the weather. You can't scoff at Florida weather. It's really, really nice. But I think second and most important, the department has a real commitment to diverse methodology with similar aims. What I mean by that is that you can learn any kind of method that you want here at USF, from structural equation modeling to critical narrative analysis. But I think the most important thing is that all of the people that I've worked with here at USF have a real commitment to making an impact with the research that they do.
One of the most valuable aspects of a graduate program in communication is the opportunity to teach undergraduate courses in a supportive learning environment, and for students to draw on the theoretical perspectives and approaches that shape their research to help them teach. Many of our graduate students are admitted into our programs with funding in the form of a graduate teaching assistantship, which provides students with a stipend, tuition waiver, and health care. At the same time, many of our graduate teaching assistants are able to teach a variety of advanced courses directly related to their research and teaching interests. Also, our Director of Public Speaking works in passionate, one-on-one ways with graduate students to help students learn how to become and perform as engaged communication instructors. One-on-one treatment that is often overlooked at other programs at the master's and doctoral level at other institutions.
As the Director of Public Speaking, I have the great pleasure of working with all of the incoming teachers here in the department. My overall approach is to create a collaborative environment of teacher scholars so that we can not only cultivate the methods, strategies, and skills that we need while we're here in the department, but also beyond in your academic careers.
To date, I have taught courses in public speaking, persuasion and media, communication, gender and identity, and in the spring, I will be teaching the Writing Lives course.
As a graduate teaching assistant, I have gotten the opportunity to teach not only the basic public speaking course, but I have also taught other things such as persuasion and media. I have taught introduction to organizational communication. I have taught before a class called Women in Communication. And next semester, I will be teaching a class in group communication. So I think that this also, like this huge variety of courses that you are able to teach to undergrads is another good thing about the program.
Since coming to USF, I have taught a variety of courses other than public speaking, including interpersonal communication, both face-to-face and online, health communication, and in the spring I have the opportunity to teach persuasion and media, which should be fun.
We're well known as being a very diverse institution, with over 45% of our student body being diverse racial and ethnic groups. In addition to race and ethnicity, we're very diverse in terms of class. We have very affluent, traditional students as undergraduates, but we have one of the largest Pell Grant recipient student bodies in the entire United States. And so when you think about our department, and also when you think about the president of USF statements, we are at the intersections of opportunity and access, which makes it really exciting to work with our students, to know that some of these first-gen students who are immigrants, students who come from, again, a variety of different backgrounds, actually contribute very vocally in terms of class discussions, and enable us to think about what our theories do and how we could actually theorize and do our research differently.
Our graduate student culture is a supportive and collaborative environment, far more than I've seen at other universities in the past. Graduate students can also be fully active in a range of department activities, from graduate student government, colloquia, planning and facilitating, and other training workshops. Our graduate students also serve on the recently formed Equity, Social Justice, and Accountability Committee in our department. That committee serves the goal of making sure our department is as inclusive and equitable as possible in everyday life.
One of the greatest strengths of the Department of Communication at USF is the collaborative atmosphere and the sense of community. It's something that benefited me then and continues to definitely benefit me through today.
The sense of community is really strong. I made some of my best friends while in the program, and I owe that to the various community-oriented events and graduate student culture. I've also been fortunate enough to maintain relationships with several of my former professors. I've been able to catch up and present with them at conferences. They've helped provide publishing opportunities, have cited my work in their work, and have also even asked me to speak in some of their classes.
The culture that is fostered among the graduate students at USF is incredible. It emphasizes co-mentoring and mutual support. It's not competitive or cutthroat like it is at some other programs.
We're a faculty that works very hard at our research, very hard at our teaching, our community service, our mentoring of graduate students, our work with our undergraduate students. But we're also a faculty that enjoys the surrounding areas. So it's not unusual at one of our events to be talking about the latest beach somebody has gone to, or some other event that they've actually gone to over the weekends, to share that kind of information.
We hope you've enjoyed this video presentation on the Department of Communications graduate programs at USF. In my thinking, there has arguably never been a more important time to carefully study the ways in which communication shapes people's lives. Again, please check out the Department of Communications webpage for more information about our programs, our department, and the admissions process.